Question number 4, Colin King.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Research, Science and Technology and asks, what recent announcements has he made that help businesses to undertake research and development?
The Honourable Dr Wayne Mapp.
Mr Speaker, last Wednesday I announced further steps in the Government's innovation strategy. This is one of the 6 elements of the Government's economic growth strategy. 6 research institutions were approved to undertake research and development for the voucher scheme. This is a scheme for small to medium enterprises where they can essentially get a voucher worth around $100,000, perhaps up to $1 million, matched one-for-one by the business, and they get their research done from these institutions. The initial 6 were the University of Auckland, Otago University, University of Canterbury, the Auckland University of Technology, Welltech and Industrial Research Limited, covering, of course, polytechnics, universities and CRIs to cover the full range of participating research institutions. There will be more announcements down the track.
Colin King.
Speaker, supplementary question to the Minister of Research, Science and Technology. What other announcements has he made?
The Honourable Dr Wayne Mapp.
Mr Speaker, on October the 6th they also announced a Tech NZ grant of $3.7 million to Compact Sorting Equipment, an excellent company in Auckland, in Maakiriki in fact, a niche producer that is 40% of the global market in its sector, exports to 30 countries, increased its revenue 20%. It's this kind of commitment that really drives growth. I should also mention, Mr Speaker, the grant of $5.8 million to the Weta Digital announced July 2009. That was to be matched 2-to-1 by Weta Digital. Of course, that kind of grant only matters if films can actually be made in New Zealand.
David Shearer.
Speak to the Minister. How has the Minister explained to businesses that the amount of money for R&D under his grant scheme is less than half of what they would have received under the 15% tax credit, and that they now need to apply to a government bureaucracy which will decide whether their R&D is worthy of funding or not?
The Honourable Dr Wayne Mapp.
Mr Speaker, the very first thing that businesses say to me how pleased they are to have a national government in office because of the responsible fiscal management that we undertake rather than the wasteful expenditure of the previous government. So, Mr Speaker, they are very pleased to have a more targeted approach that the government has announced rather than the discredited tax credit scheme of the previous government. So, Mr Speaker, the system is seen as effective, it's seen as focused, and it's seen as driving innovation.
Question number 5, the Honourable Darren Hughes.